Hi, we're back. I just paused the video and started a new one. So, it's part 2, 16 big blind shove. So, this will be a call. Unless, if one of these guys calls, I might fold. But if it's folded around to me, I'm going to call here. You have to call with sevens. Probably sixes I might consider folding. But sevens, it's just too good of a hand to not call here. There we go. So we win a pot. So we're 1,000 over average right now. Okay, King 7 offsuit is a fold. I don't know what exactly this opponent does this with, but we'll see. Okay, a read on our opponent. Yeah, this guy's playing pretty tight, so he likely has some good hand. 10-4 offsuit's always a fold. Queen 4 is a fold. I already clicked it. Okay. This guy's just taking his time, I guess. Is there re-entries to this? Doesn't say. That must mean there isn't. Maybe I should have 3-bet with those jacks back then. I'm thinking I might have been able to get away with it against this specific opponent. I don't know. Once we get to the flop, I'm putting them on like either a pocket pair or okay, either as a queen, ace queen or something like that, king queen, or he has pocket kings or pocket aces or pocket queens. That's all in his range. So those all beat us. And then he might have like pocket tens, pocket nines, and just some Broadway hands that are like king 10, king jack. So I guess I just decided to just play it a little bit slower. Just I like against under the gun raisers, I like to be kind of careful with like medium pocket pairs like eights or jacks. They can get you in a lot of trouble really fast. And I probably would have lost the tournament if I shoved a lot of the time. So because I was putting him on a pretty tight range. I figured he had a pretty tight under the gun raising range. He's opening up his game quite a bit now, but he was playing tighter for the first 15 hands or so. If I saw stats like this, I probably would have 3-bet, but 9-5-8-4. A couple of opponents getting in some trash, but he's making straight. All right, ace-4 off is a fold. Blinds went up again, so we're getting pretty shallow now. Fold 5 deuce. So now we got 30 hands on these guys and a couple 30 hands on some of these guys. So starting to get some reads on our opponents. King Jack offsuit versus sixes. And he's eliminated. He had a large stack too to throw away with King Jack there. I guess he was thinking he has a king blocker. The King of Hearts blocker to his straight. There was flush, sorry. Okay, old Jack 7. We're going to have to find a hand here to go with pretty soon. Hopefully it works out for us. Kind of hoping we get deeper in this one. This one, pretty good first place. Probably be a couple $1,000s. So, but it is what it is. Try again, right? All right, we can get round 4-9 off. Queen 5. This guy's getting fairly active and it's working out for him so far. Jack 8 suited. Fold under the gun. Under the gun, Jack 9 suited would be plus 0.01 EV, chippy V, and Jack 10 suited would have been a good shove at plus 0.27. Jack 8 is a negative 0.19, so not very good. Plus, we know we're going to be getting looked up a lot at this table, so we have very little fold equity when we make it 1,500 to go because these players are not really thinking about what they're doing or raise bet sizes or any of that, so they're just calling with any hand that they want to see a flop with. Here's an interesting spot. 8s versus Jacks. Yeah, we would have gotten a pretty trouble spot there. We had a shove with our Jack 8. All right, 10 deuce is a fold. King Jack's probably going to be a rejam here, I'm thinking. Oh, darn. Okay, I don't have any fold equity, and this guy's been playing fairly tight. Usually the amateur players, they make this type of raise with like 8s or Jacks, and we're really not running very good against those hands, so pick a better spot. You got to get comfortable playing with these really short stacks, right? All right, 50 big blinds for a min raise under the gun by a tight guy. Okay. This guy limps in. We have ace 6. He's playing a 52 and 0, and he's the only one in. I'm all in. Let's. I think this is a good spot. He's limping in with 52% of hands, so a lot of hands. This is a little bit loose, but you know, making top pair with it. Okay, no set there, so we're going to get rid of it. Took it down. Okay, here we can fold. That a6 offsuit, I would never have done that with a player that was playing like a good game, like maybe a 20% opening range, but I saw that he's limping in with 53% of hands. So, okay, with queens, we are going to 3-bet to about 700, I think is a good 3-bet size. King 2-2. All right, I'm going to check. And I'm going to call this guy down if he bets. we've underrepresented our hand quite a bit, so that's how you make money with queens on a king high board. You got to check it back and underrepresent your hand. That's what it would be called. And then just call down. Because if I had a c-bet there, he would have folded every time. But instead, in position, we allowed him to start bluffing with his unpaired hands. And what else was I going to say? Also, when we check the flop, we keep the pots small with a marginal holding. So a lot of good reasons to check behind with pocket queens on a king high board. Yeah, king 2-2 and then a 3 and a king. So like it makes it so much less likely that he has a king on the river. This is a board that like I would never continue barreling on after the turn. Like you're just not getting your opponent to fold anything he called with on the flop. So like even ace, there would be some merit to calling with ace high here. So especially when he made his bet sizes so small. So like calling that 3 half pot bet, you need to be right about 33% of the time to break even. And with ace high, you're probably going to be right 33% of the time. So all right, jack 9 on the hijack. And we get a new opponent here. So it looks like he just registered to the tournament a little bit later. This guy raises to 490 chips. So I think that this is probably a good hand to throw away, especially when he's raising 8% of hand. Queen 10 offsuit. I'm just going to fold. This guy's in with 91% of his holdings, but just Queen 10 is just a little bit too weak. Queen 10 suited, I probably would have raised. Okay, 3-4 suited. It's too weak to call. This is his first guy's hand. This is the first hand this guy's played in 7. So, and he's in early position, so he likely has something pretty good. But you know, I've seen crazier things. Like if you guys watched the first video when I shoved for like 10 big blinds and the guy called in the small or in the big blind with 9-3 offsuit, and he waited around for 15 minutes to call something, and he decided to go with 9-3 offsuit. Then I ran the equities, and he had like 30% equity against a 35% range, shoving range, which is probably something that I'd be shoving in that spot. So just funny. It was funny. And I took it down. I took the pot down with something like a7 or something. I can't remember exactly what holdings I had there. And 10-4 suited is a fold. So average stack is 10,000. So we got a little bit of catching up to do here, but we have a fairly healthy stack at 45 big blinds. So, and we're on a pretty good table. So it seems like, well, now some of these really terrible players are starting to kind of dwindle down, but we have this linear ACO guy here that's playing like kind of funny. So 10-9 suited, kind of 2.1x this. You have to get comfortable with doing this with suited connectors under the gun because it's going to make your under the gun range connect with a lot of the more flops, right? You need board coverage, so something like this. Okay, we got pair 10s. I'm going to check. I'm going to call a bet here. This king connects way better with my range than his. It's worth noting. All right, 3 10s. So we have to start betting now. We can't check again. We have to put out a bet. Okay. And he calls instantly. So what is he calling here with a king? He's probably not going to call a large bet, but he'll probably call half pot if he had a king. But And, you know, I think that there would be some merit to continuation betting on that board now that I'm thinking about it. Just so he doesn't put us in a tough decision later. But my thought process was I could check it down or check call, and then maybe check call the turn and then fold the river if he bets large. Ace queen suited here with 47 big blinds. We got a 29 and a 21 effective. This is a pretty nice hand, and we have an 80-20. It's $800 pot. I'm all in. I got you noted that I have these guys both covered. We're playing like a 21 effective game. If these guys were both deeper, I probably just would have called. That was strange that I got folds with jacks there. And 5-3's a fold. Yeah, if these two guys had like something like 50 big blinds or even 40, I probably just would have called. But like the effective stack sizes are so shallow that like if they call, I'm not going to lose the tournament. I have a fairly premium hand. So this guy's opening 5% of hands. And we have a limper here. And a caller in the small blind, a caller there. King, queen offsuit. I think I'm going to fold it. Jack 7 offsuit. Well, I think this is actually a fold, believe it or not. Well, this guy's playing 18-6. He's playing really passively. So, and this guy's getting on the shorter side. So, and I'm the bigger stack. So I think I could open this, but with different circumstances, I would open. And then we get this board that connects super well with their calling range. With the two middle cards, the 8 and the 9 are super good for their range. Their calling range and the blinds. So you have to be pretty careful. And then when they both check, I'm going to put out like, maybe I could probably even get away with a little bit smaller. Just to see if I can get folds here. I'm not going to get too carried away with a large bet. I think that they're going to tell me exactly what they have right now. So with like, I might as well save money on my bluffs, right? Considered putting out a half pot bet for a second there, but I think that I was going to get the same amount of information by making it a little bit over third pot, like 40%.